$18.53. Oil is close to a 3-month high for a second straight day, up 69 cents to $1.1920. The Canadian dollar right now higher by 18,100, 79.67 cents U.S. Then we also have some time to check on Bitcoin. You never know where Bitcoin's going to be going. So right now it looks like it's lower. Yes, it's down by about 5%, 29,844. At the City News Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Business is brought to you by Horizons ETFs. At Horizons ETFs, we believe every investor should have access to the best investment strategies at the best possible price. That's why we offer one of Canada's largest and most diverse suites of ETFs, so you can invest the way you want, when you want. Whether you're looking for exposure to stocks, fixed income, or exciting new themes in alternative energy and technology, with more than 100 ETFs, we've got an ETF for that. Visit horizonsetfs.com to learn more. I'd like to carry more parts in my garage, but I just don't have the room. Every time I go to the back to get wiper blades, I trip over its dusty creative air filters and bang my head on the radiator hoses. eBay Motors never has that problem. They stock all the right parts at the right prices. Millions of them. With everything from new headlights to vintage gear shifters. I can't imagine being able to stock millions of parts. I mean, where would I get all those shelves? Visit ebay.ca/motors. Let's ride. Weather specialist Denise Andriacci's forecast for the day today, looking at some rain, which is going to continue all day long. A guaranteed high of 19 degrees. Tonight should be partly cloudy and low down to 17. Right now in downtown, light rain is 17 degrees. It's 11:30. Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is City News 680. Everywhere.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 7th. I'm Sarah Parrott.
And I'm Steve Roberts. Here's what's making news this hour.
Umbrella arms are getting a workout today with a special weather statement because of the rain for the GTHA. If you're heading north or southwest, the rain will be even heavier.
From tax breaks to taxing wealthy companies, the opposition is pushing the Trudeau government to take more action as Canadians struggle to afford gas and groceries.
Reporting today from U.S. Homeland Security about a heightened threat for violent domestic terrorism. The NHL playoffs continue tonight with the Eastern Conference Final, while on the diamond, the Jays look to do away with the Royals again. Sports at 45. And we've now got a mixed picture on Wall Street in an up and down choppy session so far. Oil is back on the plus side, and Shopify is making some changes. Business at 56.
City News Time, 11:31.
Time for traffic and weather together all the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Rogers Internet. It's a wet drive on the highway. A couple of issues. One's on the eastbound 401 approaching Highway 28 in Port Hope. Hearing from traffic spotters, a jackknife tractor trailer here is blocking most of the lanes. You might be getting by on the shoulder, but it's very, very slow. Closer to home, we did have a slowdown on the southbound 400 south of Aurora Road, blocking some lanes, but that looks cleared away now. And because of the rain, we've got a right lane blocked on the 400 south around Jane, where the right lane's blocked due to some flooding that's going on here. Delays on the East 401, Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road. Busy 427 to east of Keele Collectors, east of the Allen in the Express. Westbound 401 slow through Kennedy in the Collectors. Approaching Victoria Park Express, 404 Collectors to Avenue, and now slow from the 400 Express and Collectors down to Dixie. Still busy Mavis Express Collectors towards Mississauga Road. Eastbound QEW slow east of Erin Mills to Dixie, and the Gardner is busy Humber Bridge to Spadina. Set on the DVP, busy approaching Shepherd to south of Lawrence. Rogers offers the best internet in the country, period. Visit rogers.com/ignite for more details. Here's the forecast with Denise Andriacci.
Well, the wet weather continues for the rest of this morning and into the early afternoon. We're seeing things break up a little bit, but there's still some heavy downpour sections as a few isolated thunderstorm cells are rolling through with this rain as well. It's 18 degrees at Pearson. We've got a very calm wind, and it's a fresher feel today with that wet weather. It doesn't feel like summer's around the corner today, but tomorrow we'll have that sunshine. We clear out tonight down to 13. Guaranteed high today, 19 degrees.
City News Time, 11:33.
We definitely will have to plan for the weather today, whether it's what to wear to avoid time to get to where you need to go, because the rain will definitely be slowing down your commute.
And City's Irene Precklin, who's on the weather watch for us, joins us live now with some details of what to expect today. But Irene, things probably looking a little bit better for the week ahead.
Well, Steve, that is if you like cooler than normal temperatures.
I will take a little bit of sunshine and cooler temperatures over this deluge.
And you know what? The silver lining to all of this rain, you don't have to water the garden, and it's a free car wash. Because of the rain, a special weather statement is in effect for Toronto, as well as the GTHA in east of Cornwall and Ottawa. However, Windsor, Sarnia, London have now been dropped from the special weather statement. Some areas to the southwest and north are still under a rainfall warning, including Waterloo, Barrie, and Muskoka. Environment Canada's Peter Kimball says Toronto has already had more than 20 millimeters of rain and says we are in for below normal temperatures for the rest of the week.
Well, we've had a lot of heat over the last few years, and certainly we talk a lot about heat, but we don't see any big heat in the near future. Now, that said, we do expect temperatures to climb above normal next week, so Monday, Tuesday next week will be warm again.
As for the rain, it's expected to move out by 5 or 6, which could make for another soggy commute home. In case you're wondering, summer arrives 2 weeks from today. Reporting live, Irene Precklin, City News. City News time, 11:34. Federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is taking his name out of the speculation for the next leader of the Ontario New Democrats. Singh says he has no interest in jumping back into provincial politics at this time.
No, it's a really important job, and I look forward to supporting the next leader. I want to thank Andrea for all the hard work that she's done to get the party to the level that it's at.
Ontario NDP leader Andre Horvath stepped down after last week's PC majority win.
Well, staying with Ottawa, the cost of groceries, gas, and other goods continues to soar. The opposition parties, though, are pushing the Trudeau government for more.
The federal Conservatives are using their opposition motion to call on the federal government to suspend the GST on fuel and the carbon tax, while also scrapping COVID restrictions and launching an inquiry into money laundering and housing. Leader Candice Bergen.
That will give Canadians a break and get their lives back to normal. We do not think that is too much to ask for.
Meanwhile, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is also calling for action on the cost of living, but he wants to see the feds tax companies that are making record profits as Canadians struggle.
The solution has to be redistributing wealth to people who need it most.
The Trudeau government is noting that this is a global problem, mainly driven by the war in Ukraine. Innovation Minister François-Philippe Champagne says the government has acted to try and make life more affordable, such as $10 a day childcare.
If you're a family in many parts of the country, that's a big part of your budget.
He says they'll look at other ways to address affordability. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
There are 526 people in Ontario hospitals with COVID-19 today. Provincial health data shows 41% were admitted for COVID, while the rest were admitted for something else and later tested positive. Of the 114 people in the ICU, 74% were admitted because of COVID. The province is also reporting 4 additional deaths linked to the virus.
City News time, 11:36. Hamilton has come out on top in a new poll, but maybe not for the best reasons. The Steel City has a road that has now been named the worst in Ontario. But hold on, as we hear from our Charlene Close, Toronto shouldn't get too comfortable here.
Burton Street East in Hamilton has climbed from 3rd spot last year to number 1 this year. Drivers blame a proliferation of potholes and severe cracks in the pavement. Rolling into number 2, Eglinton Avenue West. It was number 7 in 2021. 4 of the top 10 are here in Toronto. Eglinton East comes in at number 6, followed by Lakeshore East and Finch West. Maybe it's the growing popularity of Prince Edward County, possibly more visiting drivers noticing that it's not always a smooth go. Barker Street in PEC is 3rd on the province-wide list. The CAA says the rankings do make a difference by highlighting to all levels of government which roads need attention. Charlene Close, City News. Well, U.S. officials are warning about the potential for violent domestic extremism. The Department of Homeland Security says several factors may worsen the threat of extremist violence inside the U.S. The latest bulletin from the National Terrorism Advisory System cites the looming Supreme Court decision on abortion, the midterm elections, an increase in migrants at the U.S. southern border, and racist shootings like the one at Buffalo that could be used to justify acts of violence against a range of possible targets. The department says calls for violence by domestic extremists directed at democratic institutions
statement from the players reiterates there is no deal yet, adding questions have yet to be answered and actions have yet to be taken. Former Canada goalkeeper Craig Forrest and Tim and Brand.
I just really don't see how, if everything is laid on the line and there is transparency about everything, it's not that difficult. I think we could get this done in a couple hours. I really do.
Canada's next scheduled match is Thursday against Curaçao in Vancouver. Simon Bennett, City News.
City News time, 11:39.
It's time for the PC Insider Report. Over 100 new products for your best summer yet. I only have 30 seconds, so I'm going to go with these. Lover Iconic Cookies meet our PC Decadent Double Chocolate Cream Pie. Off the chart decadent. New for the barbecue, it's the PC Cedar Pine Sandwich. Cooking fish on wood, it's a thing. And it tastes amazing. And I wish I could tell you about the 98 others. The PC Pomegranate Lemonade, our pizza oven, pizza dough, golden barbecue sauce, chickpea burger, raspberry ice.
PC products available at all participating Real Canadian Superstore and No Frill stores. Now the City News gas price update, and Pro predicts the price will drop 3 cents at midnight to just under $2.12 a liter.
City News time, 11:40.
I love your Hunter Douglas window coverings. Thanks. I got them at Linen Chest, and now you get a $50 gift card for every purchase of a standard blind, or you get a $75 gift card for every purchase of a motorized blind. Wow, that's great! And for absolutely no charge, their specialists will show you samples, measure your windows, and give you a quote. They will install whenever it's convenient. Amazing! I'm calling Linen Chest. Yes, call or go to linenchest.com to book your free consultation. Taylor and Alex have been classmates since first grade. They've got quite a competitive streak between them. Taylor won the math award. Alex